Introduction to History Pushstate and HTML5 History API. History object in JavaScript allows us to manipulate the browser's history and navigate between pages. HTML5 History API provides additional methods for manipulating the history. Pushstate method allows adding a new state to the history stack without navigating to a new page. What is History Pushstate and why is it important? History Pushstate is a technique for updating the URL of a page without reloading the page. Creates a seamless user experience as the page content can be updated dynamically. Allows updating the URL based on user interaction without changing the content of the page. How to use History Pushstate with React Router. React Router provides a router component for defining routes and a link component for navigating between routes. Use History hook from React Router DOM package to use History Pushstate. The Use History hook gives access to the history object to push new states to the history stack. Using history replace a state in your website, HTML5 History API provides replace state method to replace the current state in the history stack. Replace state method allows updating the URL without creating a new entry in the history stack. Implementing History Pushstate with window.history.pushstate. If not using React or React Router, implement History Pushstate using the window.history.pushstate method. The pushstate method works similarly to pushstate in React Router, but is called directly on the history object. Using React History API to implement History Pushstate. React Router provides useLocation hook and useParams hook for accessing current location and parameters of the URL. Use useLocation with useHistory to implement History Pushstate in a React application. Understanding HTML history and its role in implementing Pushstate. HTML5 History API provides methods such as back, forward, and go for manipulating the history. Pushstate or replace state methods create a new entry in the history stack with a new URL and additional state data. Using React Router DOM history to implement Pushstate. React Router provides a browser history object for manipulating the browser's history directly. Use browser history to implement History Pushstate in a React application. Common mistakes to avoid when implementing History Pushstate. Ensure to update the content of the page when the URL changes. Properly handle the PopState event, which is fired when the user navigates back or forward in the history stack, or when the URL is updated using Pushstate or replace state. Conclusion and next steps. Understanding JavaScript history and history. Pushstate is important for improving user experience on websites. To learn more about the HTML5 History API and React Router, refer to the respective official documentation.